Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the edge of life? That mysterious veil where fear fades into pure serenity. Picture this, a mind-blowing moment where people who've brushed against death describe not terror, but an ocean of peace that makes everything feel right. Welcome to Peaceful Night Stories, the most relaxing near-death experience. Facts to fall asleep. Tonight we'll dive into those gentle whispers from the other side, easing your mind into dreamland. If you're loving these calming tales, hit that subscribe button to our channel for more nightly escapes. Let's begin with what makes these experiences so profoundly peaceful. Hey there, friend. Settle in, dim the lights, and let's chat about what really makes near-death experiences feel like the ultimate hug from the universe. You know, I've heard so many stories from folks who've been there, doctors, everyday people, even kids. And they all say the same thing. It's not scary. It's like coming home after a long, tiring day. Imagine you're in a hospital bed, machines beeping, chaos around you, but suddenly everything shifts. The pain vanishes and this deep calm washes over like a warm blanket on a chilly night. Why peaceful? Because there's no judgment, no rush, just pure acceptance. One guy I read about, a truck driver named Tom, crashed his rig and flatlined. He told me, well, in his interview, it was like all my worries melted away. I felt lighter than air, surrounded by this soft glow that whispered, everything's okay. See, science backs this up a bit. Researchers like Dr. Pim van Lommel studied thousands and found that NDEs often leave people less afraid of death, more loving in life. It's that sense of unity, like you're part of something bigger, a cosmic family reunion without the awkward small talk. Another woman, Sarah, who drowned as a teen, shared, I didn't want to come back at first. It was so quiet, so full of love. No bills, no stress, just being. That's the hook. These aren't hallucinations. They're glimpses that remind us life's chaos is temporary. Think about your own tough days. Well, wouldn't a peek at eternal peace change everything? Folks come back transformed, kinder, more grateful. Like they hug strangers, quit toxic jobs, live fully. So, as you drift off, remember, if death's door feels this welcoming, maybe life's meant to be lived without fear. Breathe deep, let go, listen up, close your eyes, and picture this gentle tunnel of soft, warm light pulling you in like a cozy invitation. It's one of the most common things people describe in near-death experiences, and man, it sounds like the best dream ever. Take Anita, a cancer survivor. She slipped away during surgery and said, suddenly I was in this tunnel, not dark or scary, but lined with this golden warm light that felt alive, like it was hugging me from all sides. No rushing wind or eerie echoes, just a slow, peaceful glide towards something beautiful. Why warm? Folks say it's like sunlight on your skin after winter, but deeper, touching your soul. Another guy, Eben, a neurosurgeon who had meningitis, woke up telling everyone, the light was so soft it wrapped around me, erasing every ache. I floated through it, feeling safer than ever. It's relatable, right? Think of walking into your childhood home on a rainy day, that instant comfort. Studies show about 70% of NDEers mention this tunnel, not a cold void, but a pathway to love. One kid, little Tommy, aged 5 after a car accident, drew it for his mum. It was pretty lights, like Christmas, but nicer, and I wasn't afraid. The warmth isn't just physical, it's emotional, melting regrets, filling you with hope. Imagine your stresses and work, relationships, dissolving in that glow. A lady named Pam, who coded during childbirth, whispered in her book, the tunnel beckoned gently, promising peace I'd never known. It's like the universe saying, come rest here. No pressure, just invitation. As you relax into sleep, let that image carry you, a soft, warm tunnel leading to dreams. Feel it now, that gentle pull. All right, buddy. Imagine being welcomed by a loving presence that knows you better than anyone, no words needed. That's the heart of so many near-death stories. This instant, profound connection that feels like the warmest welcome home. Picture Betty, a grandma who had a heart attack in her kitchen. She faded out and suddenly felt this presence, saying, "It was like my late husband and angels all in one, wrapping me in love without speaking." Not judgmental or distant, just pure, accepting energy. Why loving? Because it sees your flaws and loves you anyway, like a best friend who gets your quirks. Dr. Raymond Moody, who coined near-death experience, collected tales where folks met beings of light that radiated kindness. One man, Jack, after a motorcycle wreck, shared, "This presence greeted me, knowing my whole life, but there was no shame, only understanding and a soft voice saying, 'Welcome, you've done well.'" Relatable? Think of that one person who makes you feel seen, multiplied by infinity. Kids describe it too. Little Mia, post-surgery, told her dad, "A nice, light person said hi and held my hand. It felt like mommy's hugs, but bigger." The presence often guides, showing flashbacks with compassion, not criticism. A veteran named Mike from a battlefield injury said, "It welcomed me like a brother in arms, easing my guilt from the war." No religion required. It's universal love. As night falls, let that idea soothe you. Somewhere, a loving presence waits, ready to welcome you with open arms. Breathe it in, feel the peace. Hey, let's talk about that overwhelming feeling of unconditional love that hits like a tidal wave in near-death experiences, the kind that makes everything else pale. It's not earned, it's just there, flooding every corner of your being. Take Colleen, who nearly died in a hiking fall. She recounted, out of nowhere, "This love enveloped me, deeper than any romance or family bond. It said, 'You're perfect as you are. No conditions, no if you do this.'" Why overwhelming? Because in life, love often comes with strings, but there, it's pure, infinite. Researcher Dr. Jeffrey Long analyzed over 4,000 cases. 75% felt this love, changing them forever. A dad named Paul, after a stroke, said to his wife, "Honey, it was love like I'd never imagined. It healed my old heartbreaks in seconds." Relatable to us. Imagine all your insecurities vanishing in a burst of acceptance. Even skeptics melt. An atheist engineer post-heart surgery admitted, "That love was realer than math. It knew me inside out and loved me still." Kids feel it too. Young Alex from a pool accident giggled, "The love tickled my tummy like a million butterflies saying I love you." It lingers after return, making people more empathetic. A nurse, Lisa, who coded on duty, shared, "Back here, I hug patients tighter now because I know that love's waiting." No ego, just unity. As you unwind for bed, let that unconditional wave wash over you. Feel loved just because. It's there, always. Picture this, pal, floating above your body in perfect calm, watching the world below like a peaceful movie. That's a classic in near-death tales, out-of-body bliss without a hint of panic. Sarah, a swimmer who nearly drowned, described it. "I popped up, hovering over the pool, seeing lifeguards pull my body out, but I felt so calm, like floating on a cloud, no fear at all." Why perfect calm? Because the body's pains and chaos stay behind. You're free, light as a feather. Studies from the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation show over half report this detachment, verifying details they couldn't know otherwise. A pilot, Greg, after a plane crash, said, "I floated up, watching medics work on me. It was serene, like meditating on steroids." Relatable? Think of those moments you zone out, staring at the ceiling, but amplified to pure tranquility, even in trauma. A car wreck survivor, Kim shared. Above my wrecked car, I felt peaceful, hearing sirens but unbothered, like I was in a bubble of quiet. Kids nail it innocently. Boy named Sam, post-appendectomy, told Mum, "I flew up and saw you crying, but I was happy, floating like Superman without the cape." It proves consciousness beyond the body, easing death fears. A doctor who experienced it during surgery said, "That calm convinced me we're more than flesh." As sleep calls, imagine floating now, above worries, in perfect calm. Let it carry you to rest. Hey friend, let's cozy up and talk about one of the sweetest parts of near-death stories, meeting beloved pets from long ago. Imagine drifting into that peaceful place and suddenly feeling a familiar wet nose nudge you, or hearing the soft purr that used to greet you every evening after work. So many people come back tearful but smiling because their old furry friends were right there, waiting. Take Mary, a retired teacher who flatlined during heart surgery. She told her daughter, "Honey, the moment I stepped into the light, my childhood dog Rusty bounded toward me, tail wagging like crazy. He looked young again, no grey muzzle, no limp, just pure joy." I knelt down and buried my face in his fur. It felt exactly the same, that warm, comforting smell. He licked my cheek and somehow I knew he was saying, "I've been watching over you." Mary said, the love pouring from Rusty healed every lonely moment she'd felt since he passed 30 years earlier. Then there's David, a tough ex-Marine who never cried in front of anyone. After a massive heart attack, he floated up and saw his cat Whiskers sitting on a sunlit grassy hill. "I thought I was dreaming at first," he admitted in a quiet voice during an interview. Whiskers jumped into my arms like she did when she was a kitten. I felt her tiny heartbeat against my chest, heard her purring so loud it vibrated through me. All the guilt I carried for being away on deployments melted away. She looked at me with those green eyes, and I just knew she never blamed me for anything. David came back, changed, softer, more open with his grandkids. Even kids experience this. Little Emma, only 7, nearly drowned in the family pool. When she returned, she drew pictures of heaven for weeks, bright meadows filled with every pet she'd ever lost, her hamster, goldfish, and especially her bunny Snowball. "Snowball hopped straight to me and let me hold him again," she told her mum with shining eyes. "He wasn't scared anymore, and he said he missed snuggling under my blanket." Researchers like Dr. PMH Atwater have collected hundreds of these accounts. People describe animals radiating the same unconditional love as the light beings, sometimes even guiding them further or playfully leading them toward beautiful gardens. One woman, who lost her horse in a barn fire decades earlier, felt strong hooves galloping up beside her, then the warm breath of her mare on her shoulder. "She nuzzled me, just like she did before rides," she whispered. "All the grief I'd carried lifted in that moment." What's beautiful is how these reunions feel completely natural. No surprise, just overwhelming happiness and relief. The pets look healthy, vibrant, full of life. No language barrier either. The communication happens heart to heart. A man who had to put down his elderly German shepherd said the dog sent him waves of gratitude for ending his pain, then ran ahead, barking joyfully, inviting him to follow into deeper peace. As you lie there tonight, think of every animal you've ever loved. Picture their soft fur, their trusting eyes, the way they made your days brighter. Many who return say the message is clear. Love never ends, not even across that veil. Your pets are waiting, healthy and happy, ready to greet you with the same devotion they showed on earth. Let that thought wrap around you like a warm blanket. Feel their presence now, gentle and near, watching over you as you drift into sleep. Settle in deeper, my friend. Now imagine the moment you spot familiar faces you've missed for years, departed family members, waiting with open arms and the biggest smiles. This reunion is one of the most common and heart-melting parts of near-death experiences. Picture Linda, a mum of 3, who coded on the operating table. The instant she entered the light, her grandmother who raised her stood there looking 30 years younger, wearing the same apron she used to bake cookies in. "My sweet girl," her grandma said without moving her lips, voice warm inside Linda's heart. "We've been waiting." Then her dad, gone since she was 12, stepped forward and hugged her so tightly she felt every ounce of love he'd never been able to show after his sudden accident. "I'm so proud of you," he told her. "You've done beautifully." Linda sobbed happy tears, all the childhood grief dissolving. Or listened to Carlos, who lost his older brother in a car crash when they were teens. During his own near-fatal motorcycle accident years later, his brother appeared instantly, looking exactly like the day before the crash. Strong, laughing, eyes sparkling. "Little bro," he said, ruffling Carlos's hair like old times, "you don't belong here yet. You've got more life to live." They talked for what felt like hours, catching up on everything unsaid, every regret forgiven in seconds. Carlos came back and finally grieved properly, but with peace instead of bitterness. Grandparents show up often too. One man named Robert saw his grandfather who died before he was born. "He knew everything about me," Robert shared quietly. He told stories about fishing trips we never took on Earth, but somehow I remembered them as if we had. He said, "We've been together longer than you think." That meeting erased Robert's lifelong feeling of being rootless. Even strained relationships heal. A woman estranged from her mother for 20 years met her in the light. Instead of anger, her mum radiated pure love and understanding. "I'm sorry, baby," she said. "I see it all so clearly now." They held each other until every wound closed. The woman returned and reached out to living family, finally able to forgive. Children who've passed appear healthy and growing. Parents who lost babies often meet them as toddlers or older, full of personality. One father saw his stillborn son as a joyful 10-year-old boy running toward him shouting, "Daddy!" They played catch in a sunlit field, laughing until the dad felt whole again. The reunions aren't rushed. Time stretches, allowing deep conversations, long hugs, shared memories reviewed with only love and laughter. No awkwardness, no unfinished business. Everything understood and accepted. Many hear, "We never really left you," and feel their loved one's presence strongly after returning. Tonight, close your eyes and think of someone you've lost. Picture their face lit with joy, arms open wide, waiting just beyond the veil. Feel their love reaching you right now, gentle and constant. They want you to know you're never truly alone. Let that warmth fill your heart as you relax completely into sleep. Lean back and let me paint this for you. A beautiful garden beyond the veil, more alive and colorful than any place on earth. Flowers glow softly. Air smells sweet. Every breath feels like drinking pure peace. When Janet had her near-death experience during a severe asthma attack, she found herself standing in the most exquisite garden she'd ever seen. "The grass was emerald and so soft under my bare feet," she recalled, voice hushed. "Flowers taller than me bloomed in colors I have no names for. Shimmering pinks, blues that sang, golds that pulsed gently. Butterflies the size of dinner plates drifted by, leaving trails of sparkles. A gentle breeze carried music I felt in my bones." Her deceased aunt walked beside her on a path of smooth stones, showing her different areas, orchards heavy with fruit that smelled like childhood summers, quiet ponds where lotus flowers opened and closed in rhythm with her heartbeat. A firefighter named Mark, rescued after being trapped in a collapse, described rolling green hills covered in wildflowers that nodded as if greeting him. "I lay down in the grass and it cradled me perfectly," he said. "Every worry I'd ever had just floated away like dandelion seeds." My dog from childhood came running through the flowers, young again, and we ran together, laughing. Crystal clear streams wound through the garden, water singing softly over smooth pebbles. Children describe it with wonder. 6-year-old Lily, revived after septic shock, drew endless pictures of heaven's garden for months, rainbow trees, fruit you could pick that tasted like your favorite memories, swings that went higher than clouds. Everyone was happy there, she told her parents. No one ever felt sad or tired. The garden often feels personally tailored. A keen gardener named Rose met her late husband among beds of roses more perfect than any she'd grown on earth. "He handed me one bloom," she smiled through tears, "and its scent held every happy moment we'd shared. Petals soft as silk, color shifting from deep red to gold as I watched. No weeds, no thorns, no harsh sun or cold wind, perfect eternal spring. Many walk barefoot, feeling earth energy rising gently through their feet. Birds with jewel-toned feathers sing melodies that heal old sorrows. Some see gazebos or benches where loved ones sit waiting. Others find secluded spots for quiet reflection. The overwhelming feeling is utter safety and belonging. One woman said it felt like the garden had been waiting for me my whole life, like I was finally home. Colors are richer, light, softer, yet brighter. Everything vibrates with gentle life. As you drift towards sleep tonight, imagine stepping into your own perfect garden. Feel soft grass beneath your feet. Breathe in sweet-scented air. Hear distant water singing. Let colors deeper than dreams surround you. This beauty waits beyond, patient and welcoming, ready to hold you whenever it's time. Rest easy, knowing such peace exists. Come closer. Let me whisper about walking along a tranquil river of light, one of the most soothing images people bring back from the edge. During his cardiac arrest, Thomas found himself strolling beside a river that wasn't water, but pure flowing light. Golden, soft, constantly moving, yet perfectly still. It made the gentlest sound, he described, eyes distant with memory. Like 1,000 voices humming love songs all at once. The banks were lined with luminous flowers that leaned toward the current, as if listening. His grandfather, gone 20 years, walked beside him barefoot. They didn't need words. Every step brought deeper understanding and peace. A young mother named Grace, revived after massive blood loss in childbirth, saw the same river. It sparkled with every color, but mostly this warm white gold, she said softly. I dipped my hand in and felt every happy memory of my life flow through my fingers. My wedding day, holding my babies, laughter with friends. All the pain I'd just been through vanished. Deceased relatives stood on the far bank, waving gently, smiling, letting her know they watched over her children. The river often appears as a boundary, yet not frightening, more like a promise. People feel drawn to it, but not forced. Some wade in up to their ankles and feel waves of love washing away earthly burdens. A veteran plagued by PTSD stood at its edge and watched dark memories flow into the light, dissolving completely. For the first time in decades, he shared, my mind was quiet. Children describe it simply. Little Jacob, back after drowning, told his mum, "The river was made of shiny, happy water. Angels let me skip light rocks across it and they bounced forever." He wasn't afraid to return because the river promised I'd see it again someday. The light river sometimes carries messages. One woman heard it singing her name gently, telling her life's purpose in musical notes she understood perfectly. Another saw future events of her life reflected in its surface like loving guidance. Walking its banks brings perfect serenity. No hurry, no destination pressure, just peaceful strolling, often hand in hand with loved ones. The air feels charged with life, yet completely calming. Many notice their bodies feel weightless, steps silent on soft, glowing ground. Tonight, imagine yourself there. Feel warm light flowing beside you. Hear its gentle song of love. Let it carry away today's stresses, yesterday's regrets. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, knowing this tranquil river flows eternally, waiting to welcome you home when the time is right. Let its peace rock you gently into deepest sleep. Shh, listen with me now to the most soothing music imaginable, the kind that near-death travelers say makes earthly symphonies sound like faint echoes. When Elena's heart stopped during surgery, silence fell. Then slowly this music began, not from instruments, but from everything around her. It was like the light itself was singing, she whispered later. Layer upon layer of perfect harmony, voices without words, strings that vibrated in my soul. Every note healed something inside me. Her deceased son stood nearby, smiling, as the music swelled around them both. He didn't speak, she said, but the melody carried his love straight into my heart. A musician named Alex, clinically dead for 12 minutes after an overdose, heard music so beautiful he wept. It was every genre I ever loved blended perfectly. Classical depth, jazz freedom, rock energy, all woven together without clash. But deeper than sound, it felt like the universe expressing pure joy. He saw colors dancing with each note, spheres of light pulsing in rhythm. Many describe it as choral, yet beyond human voices. One man said, "Thousands of beings singing in perfect unison, but I could hear each individual tone of love and welcome." The music often communicates directly, telling life's meaning, easing grief, promising reunion. Children hear it too. 9-year-old Sophie, revived after leukemia complications, told nurses heaven has the prettiest music, like mommy singing lullabies but with sparkles and angels joining in. She hummed a melody for weeks that her parents had never heard before. The sound heals on contact. A woman carrying decades of abuse trauma felt dark memories lift and dissolve as the music washed through her. Each note was forgiveness, she said quietly. Not earned, just given. Some recognize loved ones within the harmony. A widow heard her husband's voice woven into the celestial choir, singing the song from their wedding dance. He sounded young again, she smiled through tears, telling me he'd wait patiently. The music never overwhelms, always perfectly attuned to what the soul needs, sometimes gentle as a single flute, sometimes grand as a cosmic orchestra, but always deeply personal. Many try to recreate it after returning, but say earthly instruments can't capture its multidimensional quality. No sour notes, no discord, only perfect expression of love and unity. It often accompanies other elements flowing with the river of light, rising from garden flowers, emanating from beings of light. As you relax tonight, imagine this music beginning softly around you now. Let celestial harmonies cradle your mind, easing every tension. Feel notes of pure love vibrating gently through your body, promising that such beauty exists and will welcome you someday. Let the universe's lullaby carry you peacefully into dreams. Hey, come a little closer and let me tell you about the colors people see on the other side. Colors more vivid than anything we've got down here. It's like someone turned the dial on reality all the way up, and suddenly everything is glowing with life. in ways our eyes aren't used to. When Rachel had her near-death experience after a bad reaction to anesthesia, the first thing that hit her was the explosion of color. I opened my eyes, or whatever I was seeing with, and there were hues I'd never imagined, she said softly. Blues deeper than the ocean at midnight, but warm and alive, pulsing gently. Greens that made earthly forests look faded, pinks and golds that shimmered like they were breathing. She stood in a meadow where every blade of grass carried its own tiny rainbow, and flowers bloomed in colors that shifted slowly, like they were singing visually. A painter named Miguel, who flatlined during a massive heart attack, came back frustrated with his canvases. I tried to mix those colors when I recovered, he laughed quietly, but nothing came close. There was this violet that held every sunset I'd ever loved, a red that felt like pure joy, and whites so bright yet soft they didn't hurt to look at. He described spheres of light floating around him, each one a different impossible shade, trailing sparkles that turned into new colors mid-air. Even everyday people notice it. A truck driver named Hank, not the artistic type, said, "I'm no poet, but those colors, man, they made me cry." The sky wasn't just blue, it was layers of blues singing together with threads of silver and gold woven through. He saw his deceased mom waving from a bridge made of shifting rainbow light, every step leaving footprints of color that faded slowly. Children describe it with pure wonder. 8-year-old Noah, revived after a seizure, kept saying, "Heaven has the best crayons ever." He drew pictures with every color in the box layered together, trying to show the shiny, happy colors that danced. His mum still has those drawings framed. The colors aren't just pretty, they carry feeling. One woman touched a tree with bark in swirling teal and amber, and waves of peace flowed into her. Another saw her life's memories projected in bursts of specific colors, childhood summers in warm oranges, love stories in deep roses. A man grieving his wife saw her surrounded by a gentle lavender glow that smelled like her favorite perfume. No dullness, no muddiness. Every shade pure and vibrant, yet perfectly harmonious. Many say the colors feel alive, aware, communicating love directly to the soul. Light itself seems to be the source, radiating every imaginable and unimaginable hue without harshness. As you settle deeper into your pillow tonight, let those vivid colors begin to bloom behind your closed eyes. Imagine a sky richer than any dawn, flowers opening in impossible shades, light wrapping around you in warm, living rainbows. Feel the joy those colors carry washing gently through you. Such beauty exists waiting patiently, ready to greet you in perfect vibrancy someday. Let it fill your dreams with living light. Shh, let's talk softly now about the life review. That gentle, compassionate look back at your days, filled with understanding instead of judgment. It's one of the most healing parts so many bring back. When Stephen coded on the operating table, he suddenly found himself reliving his life, but not like a harsh movie. It was immersive, he shared quietly. I felt every moment again, the good, the bad, but from everyone's perspective at once. When he relived yelling at his teenage son years ago, he felt his own anger but also his boy's hurt, and instantly understood both sides. Waves of compassion flooded him, not shame. His son, now grown, later said their relationship transformed after Stephen returned quieter, more patient. A nurse named Diane, after her car accident, went through her review surrounded by loving light. Every kind act glowed warmly, she recalled. Helping a scared patient, listening to a friend, those moments expanded, showing ripples of good I never knew about. The harder moments weren't condemned. Instead, she saw the pain driving them and felt only gentle understanding. It was like the universe saying you did your best with what you knew then. Many describe it as simultaneous, experiencing giver and receiver at once. A businessman who ignored his family for work felt his wife's loneliness deeply during those missed dinners, but also her enduring love. He woke up calling her first, tears streaming, finally able to apologize with full heart. Children have simpler reviews. Little Grace, back from cardiac arrest, told her parents, "I saw all my happy plays, and when I shared toys, it made sparkles. When I was mean, it felt yucky, but a nice light hugged me and said, 'Learn and love more.'" She became the kindest kid in class afterward. No punishment, no scorekeeping, just profound insight. Regrets dissolve in understanding. One veteran relived battlefield choices, feeling the terror that drove them, and emerged with self-forgiveness he'd sought for decades. Another woman saw small kindnesses, holding a door, smiling at a stranger, multiplying into waves of light, touching countless lives. The review often ends with a gentle message: keep growing in love. Many return less afraid of mistakes, more eager to live fully. Time stretches during it. Moments feel eternal, yet pass quickly. Tonight, breathe easy, knowing any review, waiting is wrapped in compassion, not criticism. Every step you've taken seen with perfect understanding, every hurt acknowledged, every love celebrated. Let that gentle light hold all your yesterdays tenderly as you drift into peaceful sleep. Listen close. One of the first things people notice is feeling completely free from pain, every ache and injury left behind with the body. It's instant, total relief. When old Arthur, riddled with arthritis for years, had his heart attack, the pain that defined his days vanished the moment he separated. "I'd forgotten what painless felt like," he chuckled later. "Suddenly I could move freely, stretch without wincing, dance even. And I hadn't danced since my wedding." He floated above his body watching medics work, but felt only peace, no echo of the crushing chest pain. Cancer patients often describe this most poignantly. Maria, eaten away by tumors, slipped out during her final days and said, "All the burning, the weakness, gone. I felt lighter than childhood, strong again, whole." She explored beautiful realms without limitation, meeting loved ones who showed her gardens and rivers of light. Even acute trauma disappears. A young athlete named Tyler, mangled in a climbing fall, hovered pain-free while rescuers cut him free. "Broken bones, internal bleeding. I knew it was bad down there," he said. "But up where I was, perfect comfort, like floating in warm water that healed everything." Children feel it too. 5-year-old Mia, suffering leukemia pain, returned, smiling. "It didn't hurt anymore," she told her mum. "I could run and play without the ouch." Her last weeks were calmer, less medicated. Chronic sufferers find special grace. A woman with decades of migraines woke in the light headache-free for the first time since adolescence. "Pure bliss," she whispered. Another with fibromyalgia danced weightlessly, every muscle relaxed. The freedom extends beyond physical. Emotional pain lifts too. Old wounds, grief, anxiety dissolve in the loving atmosphere. Many say they felt their true selves again, unburdened. Some return to bodies still hurting, but with changed perspective. The memory of perfect ease helps them endure, knowing pain is temporary. Others heal faster, as if carrying back some of that freedom. Tonight, let every tense muscle relax completely. Imagine all your aches, back pain, headaches, old injuries, gently lifting away like mist in sunrise. Feel your true, light body, whole and free, moving without limitation. That perfect ease exists within you always, waiting beyond the veil, ready to welcome you home to painless peace when the time comes. Settle deeper now and feel this. The warm embrace of infinite peace wrapping around you like the softest, safest hug that's never going to end. When Laura nearly bled out after surgery, she drifted into what she calls the embrace. "It wasn't arms exactly," she described, voice hushed, "but this presence holding me completely, warm, gentle, knowing every part of me." All fear melted. Decades of anxiety dissolved in seconds. Her deceased father seemed part of it too, his love woven into the greater warmth. A soldier named James, wounded in combat, felt the same during clinical death. "I'd never known real peace," he admitted. "Always on guard, but there, total safety, like being held by something bigger than Mom, Dad, country, everything." The embrace communicated perfect acceptance, erasing shame from things he'd done and seen. Mothers especially relate it to holding their newborns, but magnified infinitely. One said, "It was like every loving hug I'd ever given or received, all at once, forever." Another felt her miscarried babies within the embrace, safe and loved. Children describe it simply. Little Ben, back from drowning, told his dad, "A big warm cloud hugged me tight and said I was home." He slept peacefully afterward for the first time in months. The peace isn't empty, it's full, rich, alive. Many weep from its depth. Worries about money, relationships, health seem laughably small from within it. Time stops mattering. Breathing isn't needed, yet every inhale draws in more peace. Some feel guided deeper into the embrace, others content to rest within it. Messages come without words. You are loved beyond measure. Everything is unfolding perfectly. Rest here. People return carrying fragments of it. Calmer, less reactive, more trusting. Chronic stress eases. Many say daily life feels lighter afterward. As your body relaxes completely tonight, feel that infinite peace beginning to hold you now. Let warm light cradle every part of you. Tired mind, aching heart, weary limbs. Sink deeper into the embrace that waits patiently, always available, ready to envelop you fully when you're called home. Rest completely safe within it. Imagine this, friend, glimpsing a city of golden light in the distance, shining with promise and welcome, more beautiful than any earthly skyline. During his heart event, Pastor John saw it across a vast, peaceful plain. Towers and spires of living gold, he described, eyes shining. Not cold metal, warm, glowing from within, reflecting infinite love. Light poured from every window. Music drifted faintly. Figures moved along wide avenues, radiating joy. His grandmother waved from a balcony, young and radiant. A young woman named Aisha, after overdosing, found herself approaching the same city. "It wasn't far or near, distance didn't work the same," she said softly. "Every step closer filled me with more peace. The walls shifted colors gently, gold to rose to white, all welcoming." She felt drawn, yet not rushed, knowing she belonged there. Many see loved ones near gates or on walls, smiling encouragement. One man recognized childhood friends lost young, now grown in light bodies, calling his name happily. Another saw pets playing in golden streets. The city often appears across a river or bridge of light, symbolizing the gentle boundary. Some approach closer, seeing parks, fountains of liquid light, gatherings of beings singing in harmony. Details vary, some crystalline, others organic curves, but always radiating perfect harmony. Children draw it enthusiastically. 7-year-old Emma's picture showed God's shiny city with rainbow roads and everyone holding hands. She insisted, "It's where happy goes forever." No darkness inside. Light emanates from everything. Streets feel soft underfoot, air sweet and alive. Many hear their names sung by distant choirs as they near. Most are told gently, "Not yet, more to do," and turned back with love. The glimpse remains, removing fear of death. Returnees often live more kindly, less attached to material things. Tonight, picture that golden city glowing softly on your inner horizon. Feel its warm invitation reaching you across whatever distance. Know a place waits where light is home, love is air, and you are expected with joy. Let its gentle glow illuminate your dreams as you drift into deepest, safest sleep. Hey friend, let's ease into this one together. Conversations with wise and kind beings who feel like they've known you forever. In so many near-death stories, people describe meeting guides or light beings who speak straight to the heart with endless patience and gentle wisdom. When Karen's aneurysm burst, she found herself in a soft glow where 3 beings waited. "They didn't have faces exactly," she said quietly, "but I felt their smiles." One stepped forward and knowledge just flowed. No words at first, only understanding. Then gentle communication began, like thoughts wrapped in love. They showed her moments from her life, not to judge, but to help her see patterns of growth. "Why do I keep choosing fear?" she asked inwardly. The answer came as warmth. "Because you are learning courage, dear one. Take your time." Karen woke up calmer, finally able to leave a toxic marriage she'd feared facing. A teenager named Josh, after a dirt bike crash, met a single being who felt like an older brother. He knew everything about me, my secrets, my dreams, Josh shared. We talked about why I acted tough at school. He didn't lecture. He just asked gentle questions that made me see I was protecting a scared kid inside. The being placed a hand of light on Josh's shoulder and said, "You're stronger than you know. Go back and be kind to that boy." Josh returned softer, mentoring younger kids instead of bullying. Many describe the communication as telepathic, yet richer than words. A grandmother named Evelyn met beings who answered lifelong questions about suffering. "Why do bad things happen?" she wondered. The response came as visions and feelings. So souls can choose love over fear, grow compassion, help each other. No cold philosophy, just deep, relatable caring. She came back, comforting grieving families with new gentleness. Even skeptics soften. A scientist who prided himself on logic met a being who communicated through pure knowing. Questions about the universe poured out. Answers arrived as complete understanding, no dogma. "It was like downloading truth directly," he admitted later, voice hushed. Children chat freely. Little Sarah, revived after choking, told her mum, "The nice light people asked if I wanted to stay or go back to you. They said you needed more hugs." She chose return, hugging tighter ever since. The beings never rush or pressure. Conversations feel timeless, healing old wounds with perfect insight. Many receive personal messages. Forgive yourself. Love more freely. Your work isn't finished, all delivered with infinite kindness. Tonight, imagine a wise, loving presence beside you now. Feel gentle understanding flowing in. Ask whatever weighs on your heart. No judgment waits, only compassion. Let those quiet answers settle as you drift into the safest sleep. Shh. Close your eyes with me and feel the sensation of flying without effort, one of the freest, most joyful parts people describe from the other side. When Michael flatlined during emergency surgery, pain vanished and suddenly he was soaring above the hospital roof. "No wings, no strain," he recalled, eyes wide with memory. "Just intention. Think up," and I rose smoothly through clouds that felt like silk. He glided over his town, seeing familiar streets tiny below, but felt only exhilaration, no fear of falling. The air carried soft warmth. Light cradled him perfectly. He swooped and looped like a child on the best dream swing, laughing out loud. A young woman named Sophia, after overdosing, found herself flying over vast, peaceful landscapes. "I moved faster than thought," she whispered, "over oceans of light, mountains glowing from within. Every direction felt welcoming." She dove through clouds that parted gently, emerging into brighter realms where colors danced around her. Pure freedom, no gravity, no limits, just joy in motion. Many describe effortless control. A pilot used to machines felt the difference. No engines, no resistance, just me and the universe dancing. He banked over golden fields, feeling wind that sang softly against his light body. Children love it most innocently. 6-year-old Liam, back from drowning, giggled for days. I flew like Superman, but better, no cape needed. He told his dad about racing birds made of light, doing flips over rainbow rivers. His fear of heights vanished afterward. The flying often carries deeper meaning. Some soar toward the golden city, others explore personal realms. Childhood homes perfected, favorite places made infinite. Many visit distant loved ones, sending silent comfort from above. No fatigue, no dizziness, only perfect balance and delight. Direction comes from heart's desire. Think of peace, glide toward deeper calm, think of love, arrive where loved ones wait. People return longing for that freedom, but carrying some lightness. Fear of flying, heights, or risk often dissolves. Life feels less heavy. As you relax completely tonight, feel your body growing lighter. Imagine lifting gently from bed, floating upward through your ceiling into soft night sky. No effort, just peaceful gliding on currents of love. Let the universe carry you smoothly, weightlessly, into the sweetest dreams. Come settle deeper and picture this, a meadow of soft grass and eternal spring, where every step feels like coming home to the safest place you ever knew. When Anna coded after childbirth complications, she stepped into a vast meadow, bathed in gentle light. "The grass was greener than any emerald, yet soft as feathers," she described softly. "It bent lovingly under my bare feet, springing back perfectly." Flowers nodded in a breeze that smelled like fresh rain and childhood summers. Butterflies of pure light drifted by, landing briefly as if greeting her. Eternal spring, no harsh sun, no chill, just perfect warmth. An older man named George, lifelong farmer, found himself in similar fields. "Better than any land I ever worked," he said gruffly, eyes misty. Soil rich and alive, grass waving in waves like it was happy to see me. He lay down and felt earth cradling him, healing decades of back pain and loss. His deceased wife sat nearby, picking flowers that never wilted. Many walk these meadows hand in hand with loved ones. One woman strolled with her childhood self, healing old wounds through quiet presence. Another ran laughing with pets long gone, grass tickling paws and toes alike. Children describe endless play. Little Maya, revived after fever, told her parents, "The grass was so soft for cartwheels, flowers sang when I picked them, and they grew right back." She drew meadows for months, always with smiling stick figures dancing. The meadow often stretches infinitely, yet feels intimate. Distant hills glow, streams sparkle through, trees offer gentle shade. Every breath fills lungs with pure life. Many sit or lie down, feeling burdens lift into the perfect air. No seasons change harshly, always blooming, always comfortable. Fruit trees bear perfectly ripe gifts. Streams offer water, sweeter than any in drink. People return with deeper appreciation for Earth's beauty, gardening more, walking barefoot when possible. The memory brings calm during stress. Tonight, feel yourself stepping into that eternal meadow. Soft grass cushions every step. Warm light bathes you gently. Sweet breeze carries peace. Lie down if you wish, let earth hold you completely. Rest here forever if you like. This meadow waits patiently, blooming eternally, ready to welcome you home when the time comes. Listen softly now to one of the tenderest moments, being told it's not your time yet with so much love. It makes returning feel like a gift instead of loss. When David drowned surfing a huge wave, he reached the light and met his deceased grandfather. After joyful reunion, his grandpa placed warm hands on his shoulders and said gently, "Son, it's not your time yet. You have more love to give, more life to live." No disappointment, only proud affection. David felt waves of purpose flow in, then returned gasping on the beach, forever changed. A young mother named Lisa, bleeding out after delivery, heard the same message from a being of pure light. "Your babies need their mama," it communicated with infinite tenderness. "Go back and hold them longer." She woke reaching for her newborns, cherishing every moment afterward. Many hear it from loved ones. A teenager met his best friend lost to cancer. "Dude, you've got adventures waiting. Tell my mom I love her." Delivered with a grin and hug, making return feel exciting. Children receive it simply. Little Tommy, after a car accident, heard a kind voice. "Your puppy misses you. Go home and play." He woke asking for his dog first. The message never feels rejecting, always wrapped in understanding that earthly life is precious too. Some negotiate briefly, but can I stay? Answer comes as loving no, with promises of future reunion. Reasons vary personally. Unfinished work, people who need you, lessons still to learn, love still to share. Always delivered with encouragement, never guilt. People return with renewed purpose. Fear of death fades, fear of unlived life grows. They hug tighter, speak kinder, chase dreams postponed. Tonight, breathe easy, knowing if ever you hear those words, they'll come wrapped in deepest love. No rush, no pressure. Just gentle guidance from those who see the bigger picture. Rest now, trusting perfect timing holds you always. Lean in close and feel this deep knowing that everything is all right, the profound certainty so many bring back from the edge. When Patricia's cancer finally overwhelmed her body during treatment, she slipped into light and suddenly understood. All the worry, the fighting, unnecessary, she shared later, voice steady. I knew bone deep that everything was unfolding perfectly, my illness, my struggles, all part of a beautiful pattern. No details needed, just complete trust in divine order. A grieving father named Mark, after his own heart attack, felt the same. Meeting his deceased daughter, he asked why she left so young. The answer came as pure knowing. Her soul's journey was complete, his continuing to learn deeper love through missing her. It all made sense, he said quietly. No tragedy, only love in different forms. Many describe it as remembering truth we'd forgotten. An anxious woman realized every fear was illusion, only love real. A man carrying guilt felt it dissolve in certainty that all was forgiven, always had been. Children feel it purely. 80-year-old Ryan, back from coma, told his mum, "Everything's okay, really. We're all safe forever." His nightmares stopped. The knowing touches every question. Why suffering? To grow compassion. Why loss? To cherish presence. Why alone? Never truly are. All answered without words, just certainty, settling like warm light in the chest. People return less afraid of death, mistakes, tomorrow. They stress less over small things, trust life's flow more. Relationships soften, grudges feel pointless. Tonight, let that deep knowing begin to settle in you now. Feel gentle certainty rising. Everything is all right. Always has been, always will be. Your journey perfect as it is. Worries just clouds passing. Rest completely in this truth as you drift into the safest, most peaceful sleep. Hey friend, let's drift together into this beautiful truth so many bring back, experiencing timelessness and serenity, where clocks don't exist and every moment feels like forever in the best way. When Claire's heart stopped during a complicated surgery, the usual rush of thoughts just stopped. There was no past pulling at me, no future worrying me, she whispered later, only this endless now, full of quiet joy. She floated in soft light, watching scenes from her life float by like gentle clouds, but none carried urgency. Hours or centuries, it didn't matter. Her deceased brother appeared, and they sat together in perfect silence that felt richer than any conversation. "We just were," she said, smiling through tears, "completely at rest, completely alive." A busy executive named Robert, always checking his watch, found the same gift after his car wreck. "Time dissolved," he shared quietly. "I visited places I'd always rushed through, childhood beaches, my wedding day. But this time I savored every grain of sand, every look in my wife's eyes. No deadlines, no hurry." He met a gentle being who showed him the bigger picture. Earthly time is just a thin slice. Here, everything is eternal presence. Robert came back slower to answer emails, quicker to hug his kids. Many describe it as the deepest meditation multiplied infinitely. No ticking, no aging, no endings. One woman spent what felt like years exploring gardens and libraries of light, yet returned only minutes later by the clock. "I understood," she said, "why saints and poets talk about eternal now. Because it's real. Children feel it naturally. Little Ethan, revived after a high fever, told his mum there was no waiting. Everything happy was right there all at once. He stopped asking, 'Are we there yet?' on car rides afterward. The serenity isn't empty, it's full, rich, alive with peace. Thoughts slow to perfect stillness, yet awareness expands. Many say they finally rested, truly rested, for the first time in their lives. People return less enslaved to schedules. They linger over coffee, watch sunsets fully, forgive yesterday faster. The memory of timeless serenity helps them meet stressful days with deeper calm. Tonight let the clock fade away. Feel time softening around you. Worries about tomorrow gently dissolving. Sink into this endless, serene now where breathing is enough. Let timeless peace cradle you completely as you drift into the deepest, sweetest sleep. Come closer and imagine stepping into a library of infinite knowledge and calm, a place many describe where every question finds gentle, loving answers. When Samuel coded after a massive stroke, he found himself in a vast hall filled with soft light. "It wasn't books exactly," he described, voice hushed with wonder, more like living thoughts floating in the air. "I only had to wonder, and understanding flowed in. Complete, without words." He asked about the stars and suddenly knew their stories as if he'd lived among them. He asked why his life had been hard and felt waves of compassion showing every challenge as chosen growth. No judgment, only perfect insight. A young teacher named Maya, after her allergic reaction, entered the same space. "I understood difficult students I'd struggled with," she said softly. "Saw their pain-driving behavior, felt how my kindness had helped more than I knew." She touched a glowing sphere and experienced ancient civilizations, art, music, science, all at once, yet perfectly clear. Knowledge wasn't heavy, she smiled. It was light, joyful. Many describe it as the Akashic records or universal mind. A scientist skeptical of anything spiritual asked about quantum physics and received answers beyond current theory, yet intuitively true. He returned humbled, saying, "I realized how little we know and how gentle truth really is." Children visit too. 8-year-old Lily, back from cardiac arrest, told her parents, "I went to the big library where everything makes sense. I learned why dogs wag tails and why Grandma went to heaven early." She started reading more afterward, always calm. The atmosphere is quiet reverence, not stuffy silence. Beings sometimes guide, but mostly you explore freely. No tests, no grades, only pure discovery wrapped in calm. Many weep from the beauty of finally understanding without effort. People return with fragments, sudden insights, creative bursts, deeper compassion, fear of the unknown lessons. Curiosity grows gentler. Tonight, let your mind relax into that infinite library. Feel gentle knowledge waiting patiently, ready to answer whatever weighs on you. No rush, no struggle, just calm understanding flowing in as needed. Rest easy, knowing all truth is loving, and you're always welcome there. Shh, let's talk about the gentle beings of light who guide so many across the veil, radiant, kind, and deeply familiar. When Teresa flatlined during labor, 3 beings appeared beside her. They glowed softly, not blinding, she recalled. Tall, graceful, made of living light. No faces, yet I felt their loving attention completely. One reached out a hand of pure warmth, and she took it without hesitation. "Instant trust," she said. "Like meeting family you'd forgotten you had." They walked together through meadows, showing her glimpses of her newborn daughter's future, filling her with peace to return. A firefighter named Daniel, trapped in a burning building, met a single being during his clinical death. "It stood calm in the light," he said quietly. "Communicated without words. You're safe now. Come this way." The being showed him his life's brave moments, radiating pride. Daniel felt every fear he'd carried dissolve in that gentle presence. Many recognized them as angels, guides, or higher selves. A grieving widower met a being who felt like his wife's love, expanded infinitely. She was there, but also this greater light holding everything, he shared, eyes misty. Children described them as shiny friends. Little Jacob, revived after drowning, drew tall, glowing figures holding his hand. "They said I was brave and Mommy needed me," he told his dad, hugging tighter afterward. The beings never frighten, always approaching slowly, radiating peace. Communication is heart to heart, reassurance, encouragement, truth, tailored perfectly. They often accompany during life reviews or journeys deeper, pointing out beauty, answering questions silently. Some wait at boundaries, gently turning people back with love. Others lead toward gardens, rivers, cities of light. Always patient, never hurried. People return less afraid of being alone. Many feel these beings stay near afterward, guiding through intuition or comfort in hard times. Tonight, feel gentle presences around you now. Soft light watching over your sleep with endless care. Let their calm radiance soothe every part of you. You're never truly alone. Loving guides wait patiently, ready to welcome and hold you whenever the time comes. Lean back and picture this, the soft glow of a welcoming horizon, drawing you gently forward with promise instead of fear. When Peter's motorcycle accident left him clinically dead, he rose into light and saw it, a horizon glowing warm gold and rose. "It wasn't sunrise or sunset," he described softly. "More like the edge of everything good, calling without words." The glow felt alive, pulsing gently with love. His deceased sister stood silhouetted against it, waving happily. "I moved toward it effortlessly," he said. "Every step filled me with deeper peace." A nurse named Helen, after her heart attack, saw the same horizon across a vast, peaceful field. Colours blended perfectly. Soft pinks, golds, blues breathing together. She smiled. It felt like the horizon was smiling at me, saying, "Welcome home, whenever you're ready." Loved ones gathered near it, radiant and joyful. Many describe it as the gateway to deeper realms. Some approach closer, seeing outlines of beautiful landscapes beyond. Others content to gaze, feeling waves of acceptance flowing back. Children see it simply. 6-year-old Ava, back from surgery, drew a big glowing line across her paper. "That's where the happy starts," she told her mum. "Everyone I miss was standing there waiting." The glow never blinds, always perfectly soft, adjusting to comfort. No harsh edges, only gentle invitation. Many hear faint music or feel warmth radiating from it like a loving embrace at a distance. Most are turned back before reaching it, but the glimpse removes fear. Returnees often speak of living toward the light more consciously, choosing kindness, forgiveness, joy. Tonight, let that welcoming horizon appear gently in your inner vision. Feel its soft glow reaching you across whatever distance remains. Know it waits patiently, warmly, growing brighter when your time comes. Let its tender light soothe you completely into the safest, most peaceful sleep. Settle deeper now and feel this beautiful truth, being completely accepted just as you are. Every flaw, every strength, every secret seen and loved anyway. When Marcus woke in the light after his overdose, shame he'd carried for years met him first, but instantly waves of acceptance washed it away. "A presence held me," he shared quietly, "knew every dark corner of my story, yet loved me more, not less." No conditions, no fixing required. He wept from relief, feeling truly seen for the first time. A perfectionist mother named Julia, after bleeding out in surgery, felt the same. "Every time I'd fallen short as a parent, every harsh word, all known," she said softly. "But the love that met me said, 'You are enough.' Always were." Her deceased dad appeared, radiating the same unconditional embrace. Julia returned gentler with herself and her kids. Many describe it as the opposite of earthly judgment. A man hiding his sexuality his whole life felt it fully known and celebrated. A woman with regrets over past choices felt them understood as necessary steps, not failures. Children feel it purely. Little Noah, revived after an asthma attack, told his parents, "The light hugged me and said I'm perfect even when I'm naughty." His tantrums lessened afterward. The acceptance isn't passive, it's active, alive, healing. Wounds close, shame dissolves, self-worth blooms naturally. Many say they finally met their true selves there, unburdened. People return carrying some of it, criticizing themselves less, offering others more grace, daring to be authentic. Relationships soften, forgiveness flows easier. Tonight, let that complete acceptance begin to hold you now. Feel gentle light, seeing every part of you, tired mind, tender heart, hidden hurts, and loving it all without reservation. You are enough, exactly as you are. Rest completely in this truth as you drift into the deepest, most nurturing sleep. Hey, my friend, let's sink deeper into this one together. Oceans of calm and crystal clear water that so many see, waiting on the other side, stretching farther than any sea on earth, yet feeling completely safe and inviting. When Elena nearly drowned as a child, she didn't panic in the light. Instead, she found herself standing on a shore beside an ocean that shimmered with every soft color imaginable. The water was so clear, she remembered years later, voice hushed. I could see all the way down forever, yet it wasn't cold or empty. Tiny lights danced inside it like living stars. She waded in up to her knees, and waves of perfect calm flowed through her. No undertow, no fear of depth, just gentle lapping that carried away every childhood worry. Her grandmother, long past, sat on the sand nearby, smiling, skipping flat stones that turned into sparkles mid-air. A sailor named Tom, lost at sea and revived after hours in freezing water, saw the same ocean. "I'd spent my life on rough waves," he said quietly. But this one was mirror still, reflecting a sky full of gentle light. I floated on my back, weightless, feeling the water hold me like the kindest hands. Schools of luminous fish swam beneath him, not startling, just peaceful companions. The salt air smelled sweet, and every breath filled him with deeper serenity. Many step into it fully. A woman exhausted from years of caregiving felt the water rise around her like a warm bath, washing decades of fatigue away. "It knew every ache," she whispered, "and lifted them gently." Another man, grieving his son, dove deep and found him playing happily among soft currents, laughing as light fish swirled around them both. Children splashed joyfully. Little Isabella, back after a pool accident, told her mum, "The big pretty ocean had no monsters. I swam with shiny dolphins and breathed underwater easy." She lost her fear of swimming afterward. The water often feels alive with love. Some drink from it and taste pure peace. Others see memories reflected clearly on its surface. Happy moments glowing, hard ones softened and understood. No storms, no tides pulling away. Just eternal gentle rhythm. People return carrying that calm into stressful days, finding it easier to breathe through anxiety, remembering the ocean waits patiently. Tonight, feel yourself standing at that shore. Let crystal clear waves touch your feet, cool yet warm, inviting. Step in slowly, let the water rise and hold you perfectly. Feel every tension dissolve into its gentle depths. This ocean of calm stretches forever, ready to cradle you completely when the time comes. Come lean in closer and picture this. The quiet joy of seeing childhood memories again, not as fleeting thoughts, but lived fully, wrapped in the softest light and deepest understanding. When Margaret coded during surgery, she suddenly found herself back in her grandmother's kitchen at age 7, smelling fresh bread baking. But this time she felt everything deeper. The warmth of the stove, her grandma's gentle humming, the complete safety of being small and loved. "I wasn't just remembering," she said softly. "I was there, fully, yet also aware of my whole life." Every happy childhood moment unfolded like petals, swinging high at the park, laughing with neighborhood kids, hiding under blankets during thunderstorms, feeling protected. A tough businessman named Alan, always dismissive of sentimental stuff, relived building forts with his brother who died young. "We were kids again," he admitted, voice cracking. "Pillow walls, flashlight stories, planning adventures. But now I felt how much we loved each other without ever saying it." Tears he'd never allowed flowed freely in that light, healing decades of buried grief. Many revisit harder memories too, but gently. A woman abused as a child saw those scenes from above, feeling the frightened little girl's pain, yet surrounded by loving presence that whispered, "You were never alone." She reached down and hugged her younger self, promising safety that somehow reached back through time. Children return wide-eyed. 8-year-old Miguel, revived after a bike accident, kept talking about playing with old me in the treehouse. His parents found him calmer, more affectionate. The memories aren't random, they feel chosen, healing, joyful. Summer days stretch longer, colors brighter, laughter louder yet softer. Simple pleasures like ice cream on hot pavement or catching fireflies become profound again. No regret taints them, only gratitude and completeness. Many understand how those moments shape their kindness, resilience, capacity to love. People come back cherishing present moments more, taking photos less and living them more, reaching out to old friends, playing like children sometimes. Tonight, let a favorite childhood memory rise gently. Step into it fully. Feel the sunshine, hear the laughter, taste the sweetness. Let that quiet joy fill you now, reminding you those moments live forever in light, waiting to hold you again. Shh, let's talk about hearing a loving voice that feels like home, the gentlest, most familiar sound calling you by name with infinite tenderness. When Carlos flatlined after his heart attack, a voice spoke inside him, warm and clear. "Carlos, my beloved," it said, "you are safe, you are loved." No echo, no distance, just right there in his heart. It knew him completely, every hope and hurt, yet spoke only affection. His deceased mother's tone wove through it, but bigger, deeper. The voice guided him gently, answering questions he'd never voiced. A young woman named Priya, after a severe asthma attack, heard the same. "Priya, dear one," it welcomed, "rest here." It felt like every kind teacher, friend, parent rolled into one perfect presence. When she worried about her family, the voice soothed, "They are held too. All is well." Many recognized loved ones within it. A widower heard his wife's laugh in the timbre, saying his nickname only she used. Another heard a grandparent's pet name from childhood. Children hear it simply. Little Sophie, back from surgery, told her dad, "A nice voice said my whole name soft and told me I'm special." She slept peacefully afterward. The voice never startles, always approaches gently, volume perfect. It communicates beyond words, feelings of worth, forgiveness, encouragement, flowing directly. Some ask life's big questions and receive answers as complete knowing wrapped in that tone. It often delivers the not yet message with deepest love. Go back, dear one, more joy waits. Making return feel like continuing a beloved story, not interruption. People return comforted in silence, hearing inner guidance clearer, trusting intuition more. Harsh self-talk softens. Tonight, listen quietly within. Let that loving voice begin to speak your name tenderly. Feel its warmth reach every hidden place. You are known, you are cherished, exactly as you are. Let home's gentle call lull you into the safest sleep. Hey friend, let's breathe into this together. The peaceful surrender of all worries. That moment so many describe when every burden simply lifts and floats away like mist in morning light. When Grace's cancer treatment pushed her body past its limit, she slipped into light and felt every worry dissolve. Bills, kids' futures, unfinished dreams, all just released, she said softly. Not ignored, truly gone, seen as unnecessary weight. A gentle presence held her as decades of anxiety evaporated. She laughed light and free for the first time in years. A father named Liam, drowning in debt and stress, felt the same after his accident. Work deadlines, mortgage fears, regrets over lost time with my daughter. Poof, he described, hands opening. I saw them clearly, but from a distance where they no longer mattered. Only love remained important. His daughter later said he came home calmer, playing with her instead of checking emails. Many watch worries transform. Dark clouds of fear become soft light. Heavy stones in the chest turn to feathers drifting upward. Some see them carried away by the river of light or dissolved in the crystal ocean. Children let go easily. 7-year-old Ava, revived after fever, told her mum, all the scary thoughts went away like bubbles popping. She stopped having nightmares. The surrender isn't forced, always gentle, invited. Resistance melts naturally in overwhelming love. Many realize worries were stories, not truth. People return lighter. Chronic overthinkers quiet down. Insomnia eases. They prioritize relationships over tasks, forgive faster, laugh more. Tonight, name your worries silently, one by one. Feel them lifting gently from your shoulders, chest, mind. Watch them dissolve into soft light. Let peaceful surrender hold you now, completely unburdened. Rest deeply, knowing all is truly well. Close your eyes with me and listen. Stars that sing in perfect harmony, filling the vastness with the most beautiful celestial music you've ever felt. When astronomer Maria coded during a severe reaction, she rose into a night sky unlike any on Earth. Stars weren't points, she whispered in wonder, but living orbs of light, each singing its own clear note. Together they formed chords of pure peace, vibrating through her entire being. Constellations moved slowly in graceful dance, notes rising and falling like breathing. A night shift worker named Jamal, after his collapse, saw the same. Millions of stars, but no cold darkness between, he said quietly. Each one a voice in this huge choir, singing love straight into me. He recognized melodies from childhood lullabies woven through, personalized yet universal. Many float among them. One woman reached out and touched a star. Its song became her own heartbeat for a moment. Another saw loved ones as bright stars nearby, adding their gentle harmonies. Children hear it joyfully. Little Lucas, back from coma, told his parents the stars were singing happy birthday to everyone forever. He hummed new tunes for weeks. The music has no discord, only perfect layers of harmony that heal and uplift. Some see colors pulsing with each note, others feel memories illuminated by star song. No overwhelming volume, always perfectly attuned, soothing rather than stimulating. Many weep from its beauty. People return, loving quiet nights more, stargazing with deeper awe, finding comfort in dark skies. Tonight, imagine rising gently into that singing starry sky. Feel harmonious notes wrap around you, vibrating peace through every cell. Let the celestial choir lull you tenderly into the deepest, most harmonious sleep. Hey, friend, come float with me for a moment. Walking on clouds of gentle mist, one of the softest, most dreamlike things people describe from the other side. When Sophia's lungs failed during a severe asthma attack, she rose into a realm where the ground wasn't solid, but layers of soft, warm mist that held her perfectly. Every step felt like walking on the fluffiest clouds, she said quietly, eyes distant with memory. The mist swirled gently around my ankles, glowing in soft pastels, carrying me forward without effort. No fear of falling, just complete trust. Her deceased grandfather walked beside her, barefoot too, smiling as tiny sparkles rose from each footfall like gentle fireworks. A pilot named Ryan, after his small plane went down, found himself strolling across vast cloud plains. I'd flown through real clouds thousands of times, he shared, voice low. But this was different. They cradled my weight, cool yet warm, shifting to support every movement. He ran, jumped, even lay down and rolled, the mist cushioning him like the softest bed. Laughter bubbled up as childhood dreams of cloud walking came true in ways he'd never imagined. Many dance or skip across them. A dancer who lost mobility to illness moved freely again, twirling as mist formed graceful patterns around her. Another man, grieving his wife, felt her hand in his as they walked together, clouds parting to reveal beautiful vistas below. Children adore it. Little Emma, revived after surgery, giggled for days about bouncy cloud trampolines. She told her mum, "I jumped high and the clouds caught me every time, soft and tickly." Her drawings were full of stick figures hopping among fluffy whites and pinks. The mist often glows from within, alive with gentle light. Some see rainbows forming briefly with each step. Others feel it massaging away earthly fatigue. No wind chills, just perfect temperature, perfect support. People return lighter in spirit, less weighed down by daily struggles, moving through hard days with a subtle grace they can't quite explain. Tonight, feel the floor beneath you soften into gentle mist. Let clouds rise to meet your feet, cool and warm, holding you perfectly. Walk, float, or simply rest. Let this dreamy cushion carry every bit of tension away as you sink into the softest sleep. Shh! Settle deeper and feel this now. The warmth of a universal hug, wrapping around you from all sides like the entire cosmos decided to hold you close. When Daniel's heart stopped on the operating table, the first thing he felt was this embrace. Not arms, but a presence enveloping him completely. It was everywhere, he described softly. Warm, gentle pressure that knew every hurt I'd ever carried and loved me anyway. Decades of feeling alone dissolved in seconds. His deceased son seemed part of it, adding a familiar tenderness to the infinite one. A woman named Rose, after collapsing from exhaustion, felt the same. "I'd spent years hugging others but rarely feeling held," she whispered. "There, the universe itself hugged me, tight enough to feel safe, loose enough to breathe freely." Every cell relaxed into it, every guarded place softened. Tears flowed, but happy ones washing away old walls. Many describe it as the source of all love they'd ever known, amplified endlessly. A tough soldier broke down telling how the hug erased battlefield shame. A mother grieving miscarriage felt her babies nestled within the greater embrace. Children melt into it naturally. 6-year-old Ben, back from drowning, told his dad, "Everything hugged me big," and said, "Welcome home." He became the best hugger in his class afterward. The warmth isn't fleeting, timeless, complete. No cold spots, no pulling away. Some feel it pulsing gently like a cosmic heartbeat, syncing with their own. Others sense countless beings contributing to the hug, yet it feels perfectly unified. People return more affectionate, quicker to touch, slower to judge. They hug longer, reach out sooner, carry a subtle glow others notice. Tonight, let that universal hug begin now. Feel warm presence gathering around you, front, back, sides, above, below. Let it seep into tired muscles, aching heart, busy mind. You are held, deeply and forever. Rest completely inside the warmth that never lets go. Come gently with me and imagine this, seeing Earth from above with tender compassion, like a parent gazing at a sleeping child, full of love and understanding. When pilot Lisa ejected over the ocean and flatlined briefly, she rose high above the planet. Earth was this beautiful blue jewel suspended in velvet space, she recalled, voice hushed. But more than pretty, I felt overwhelming love for every person, every creature. Conflicts looked tiny, borders meaningless. She saw lights of cities twinkling like loving hearts, oceans breathing slowly. A paramedic named Mike, after his ambulance crash, saw the same view. "I'd seen so much suffering on calls," he said quietly. "But from up there I understood it all as part of a greater story. Every struggle, every kindness, perfectly placed." Tears streamed as he felt compassion for people he'd resented, including himself. Many weep at the beauty and fragility. One woman saw storms raging, yet felt only tenderness for those beneath, knowing all would pass. Another watched sunrise creep across continents, illuminating billions of unique souls, all equally beloved. Children describe it simply. 9-year-old Kai, revived after a seizure, told his teacher, "A world is so pretty from far away, like a big marble full of love." He stopped fighting with classmates afterward. The perspective shifts everything. Nationalities fade, grudges seem absurd, shared humanity shines clear. Many zoom closer to check on loved ones, sending silent comfort from above. People return more connected, recycling without preaching, helping strangers, treasuring the planet. Fear of differences lessens, oneness lingers. Tonight, rise gently above your bed, above your home, higher still. See Earth glowing softly below, every light a life, every wave a breath. Feel tender compassion fill your heart completely. Let this loving view hold you as you drift into peaceful sleep. Lean in and picture walking across a bridge of light leading to serenity, one of the most beautiful thresholds people describe. When Thomas's motorcycle went off the cliff, he found himself on a radiant bridge arching over a gentle void. It was made of pure light, solid yet shimmering, he shared softly. Colors flowed through it like living rainbows, warm under my bare feet. No rails needed, perfect safety. His deceased daughter waited midway, hand outstretched, eyes shining with pride. A grandmother named Evelyn, after her stroke, crossed the same bridge slowly. Each step brought deeper peace, she smiled. The light sang softly, harmonizing with my heartbeat. Below she saw earthly worries as faint shadows dissolving. Loved ones lined the sides, waving encouragement. Many meet guides or family partway. One man paused to hug his brother lost young, conversation flowing without words, everything forgiven, everything understood. Children skip across happily. Little Mia told her mum, "The rainbow bridge was bouncy but didn't wiggle scary." Grandpa held my hand till the pretty side. The bridge often spans the river of light or connects to gardens and cities. Width varies, some narrow and intimate, others wide as highways with many walking together. Light adjusts perfectly, never blinding, always comforting. Most are turned back gently before the far end, but the journey shifts perspective forever. Fear of death fades, trust in transition grows. People return braver about change, seeing life's bridges as leading somewhere beautiful. Tonight, feel yourself stepping onto that bridge of light. Let warm radiance support every step, colors flowing gently beneath. Walk slowly toward serenity, knowing loved ones wait with open arms. Let the bridge's peace carry you smoothly into deepest sleep. Listen quietly now to this tender moment, the gentle whisper, "You are safe," spoken straight into the soul with infinite love and certainty. When young Mother Sarah hemorrhaged after birth, panic rose. Then the whisper came. "You are safe, beloved," it breathed inside her, warm and clear. Every fear quieted instantly. Her stillborn son appeared briefly, radiant and whole, adding his tiny voice to the assurance before guiding her back. A veteran named James, haunted by war, heard it during his heart attack. "You are safe," dissolved decades of hypervigilance. Battlefield memories softened in the whisper's wake. He woke, weeping, finally able to sleep without nightmares. Many hear it upon entering the light. One woman fleeing abuse felt it erase terror she'd carried since childhood. Another man, suicidal from depression, heard it and chose return, carrying the whisper like an inner lifeline. Children trust it completely. 5-year-old Leo, revived after choking, told his parents, "A soft voice said I'm safe forever, even when I'm scared." His night terrors stopped. The whisper isn't loud, perfectly attuned, bypassing ears to reach the deepest place. Sometimes it repeats, rhythmic as breathing, until fully absorbed. No doubt remains. Safety feels eternal. People return calmer in crisis, comforting others with quiet assurance, trusting life more deeply. Tonight, let that gentle whisper begin now. Feel it breathing inside your chest. You are safe. You are safe. Let each repetition dissolve lingering fears. Rest completely held in the truth that safety is your essence, always. Let's wander together into this peaceful image. Forests of luminescent trees and quiet paths that stretch gently through eternal twilight, glowing softly, just for you. When Olivia slipped away during a long surgery, she found herself walking a narrow path lined with trees that shimmered from within. Their leaves were every shade of green, but lit like stained glass, she recalled softly. Trunks glowed warm gold and silver, bark smooth as river stones, light trickled down like slow honey, touching everything with quiet radiance. No harsh shadows, just perfect soft illumination. Birds with feathers of light flitted silently overhead, and the air smelled of fresh pine and something sweeter, like distant rain on warm earth. A hiker named Nathan, lost and hypothermic in the mountains before rescue, walked the same forest. "I'd spent days in dark woods fearing every rustle," he said quietly. "But here the trees welcomed me. Their branches formed gentle arches overhead, leaves whispering peace without words." He rested against one trunk and felt strength flow back into tired limbs, old fears dissolving into the glowing wood. Many stroll these paths hand in hand with loved ones. One woman walked with her father, who'd passed when she was young, showing her secret glades where flowers opened only at their approach. Another man found clearings where childhood pets waited, tails wagging, leading him deeper along mossy trails. Children explore fearlessly. 7-year-old Jonah, revived after a fever, drew endless pictures of glowy forests for months. "The trees hugged me with their light," he told his mum, "and the paths knew where I wanted to go." He stopped being afraid of the dark afterward. The paths wind without urgency, sometimes uphill to vistas of endless luminous canopy, sometimes down to quiet streams, reflecting tree light like scattered stars. Leaves rustle softly in a breeze that feels like breathing, carrying faint, harmonious notes. Some see fruit hanging heavy, tasting of pure joy when picked. No thorns, no mud, no getting lost, just perfect trust in the way forward. The forest feels alive with gentle awareness, acknowledging every visitor with subtle shifts in light. People return loving evening walks more, finding comfort under real trees, sensing faint echoes of that greater forest waiting. Tonight, step onto that quiet path. Feel soft earth beneath bare feet. See luminescent trees arching overhead. Let their gentle glow guide you deeper into peace, every step easing your heart. Rest here among living light as long as you wish. Shh. Come closer and let this settle in, the feeling that all questions are answered, not with words alone, but with complete understanding that fills every empty space inside. When Edward's heart failed after years of seeking spiritual truth, he entered light and suddenly knew. Every question I'd ever asked, why suffering, what's the point, where do we go, just resolved, he described quietly. Not explained away, fully understood, like remembering something always known. Doubts that had plagued him for decades dissolved in gentle certainty. His deceased wife stood nearby, smiling as layers of confusion lifted. A young scientist named Layla, after her accident, felt the same flood of insight. "I saw the interconnectedness of everything," she whispered. "Quantum puzzles, human cruelty, acts of kindness, all part of one perfect pattern. No more grappling with theories, direct knowing, peaceful and complete." She returned, less attached to proving things, more open to mystery. Many describe it as information flowing directly into awareness. One man asked about lost loved ones and felt their continuing presence woven through all existence. Another wondered about past lives and received gentle impressions, not dogma, only what served healing. Children receive it simply. 9-year-old Maya, back from coma, told her parents, "I know why flowers grow and why people cry happy tears now. Everything makes sense there." She stopped asking endless whys for a while, just smiling more. The answers aren't cold facts. They're warm, personal, infused with love. Some see life's hardships as chosen lessons viewed from higher perspective. Others understand death as gentle transition, not end. No overwhelm, just perfect amount, perfectly timed. Lingering questions often resolve later in dreams or quiet moments, fragments carried back. People return less anxious about the unknown, more trusting of life's flow. Debates feel smaller, compassion grows. They read less for answers, live more from inner knowing. Tonight, let that gentle completeness begin to fill you. Feel old questions softening, understanding rising quietly within. No need to grasp. Answers come wrapped in peace when ready. Rest easy, knowing all is already known, and you are gently guided always. Lean in softly now and picture this. Reunions that heal every past hurt, where old wounds close in the warmth of perfect understanding and forgiveness. When Rebecca met her estranged sister in the light after her collapse, decades of silence melted instantly. "We just held each other," she said through tears, "and I felt every misunderstanding, every harsh word from both sides. But only love remained." Her sister, gone 10 years earlier, looked radiant, eyes full of the compassion they'd both lacked in life. Every painful memory replayed gently, bathed in mutual understanding, until nothing hurt anymore. A son named Marcus, carrying guilt for not reconciling with his father, found him waiting with open arms. "Dad knew every regret I had," Marcus shared quietly, "and forgave before I spoke. Then I felt his own regrets and forgave him too." They sat together in a sunlit meadow, talking for what felt like years, every knot untied. Many experience family gatherings where old dynamics dissolve. One woman joined a circle of ancestors, feeling generational pain lift as love flowed freely. Another man hugged the friend he'd betrayed in youth, both weeping as truth healed the breach completely. Children reunite innocently. Little Grace saw her baby brother who'd passed before birth, now a glowing toddler. "He knew my name," she told her mum, "and said he watches me play." Her sadness turned to quiet joy. The healing isn't forced, always mutual, complete. Miscommunications clarify instantly through heart-to-heart knowing. Apologies aren't needed when understanding is total. Even deep wounds like abandonment or betrayal transform into lessons in love. People return reaching out to living family, speaking unspoken truths, forgiving freely. Old grudges feel pointless, hearts open wider. Tonight, picture someone you've hurt or who hurt you, waiting with gentle light in their eyes. Feel the embrace that begins healing before words. Let every past wound soften now, bathed in understanding love. Rest deeply knowing all can be mended in time or beyond. Come breathe with me into this gentle truth, a soft breeze carrying pure love, touching everything with tenderness beyond any earthly wind. When Jonathan rose after his climbing fall, a breeze unlike any mountain gust enveloped him. "It moved through me, not around me," he described softly. "Warm, fragrant with flowers I'd never smelled, carrying pure love straight into my heart." Every inhale filled him with acceptance. Every exhale released old fears. His deceased grandmother seemed to send it, her gentle laugh woven through. A mother named Isabel, after childbirth complications, felt the same breeze in a luminous garden. "It lifted my hair like a lover's fingers," she smiled, "but deeper, caressing my soul. All the pain I'd just endured vanished in its touch." Tiny sparkles danced within it, like living light kisses. The breeze often arrives first, welcoming gently. One man felt it erase battlefield memories, blowing away smoke and guilt. Another woman carrying childhood shame felt it whisper forgiveness through her entire being. Children play in it joyfully. 8-year-old Sam told his parents, "The love wind tickled me and said I'm perfect." He laughed more freely afterward. The breeze carries no chill, always perfectly warm, perfectly gentle. Some see it as the breath of the divine, others as collective love of all beings. It moves leaves in luminous forests, ripples the river of light, stirs flowers to release sweeter scent. Many feel guided by it, turning them softly toward beauty or back to life when needed. Messages arrive in its flow. You are cherished. All is well. People return noticing real breezes more, pausing to feel subtle comfort in wind against skin, sensing faint echoes of greater love. Tonight, feel that soft breeze beginning now, warm, fragrant, alive with pure love. Let it touch your face, flow through your hair, enter your lungs with every breath. Feel it carrying away tension, filling empty spaces with tenderness. Rest cradled in love's gentle wind. Settle deeper and imagine this, the quiet lake reflecting infinite stars, still and deep, holding the entire universe in its mirror-calm surface. When Eleanor's heart stopped during treatment, she stood at the edge of a vast lake, more still than glass. Stars above weren't just reflected, she whispered in wonder. They lived within the water too, billions of tiny lights shimmering below as brightly as above. The boundary between sky and lake dissolved. She felt part of one infinite whole. Her deceased husband sat nearby on smooth stones, skipping bits of light that created gentle ripples of joy. A night fisherman named Luis, revived after drowning, saw the same lake. I'd spent years on dark waters, he said quietly, but this one glowed from within. Every star had its twin below, connected by threads of silver. He waded in slowly, water warm and weightless, feeling old sorrows sink and dissolve. Many sit or float upon it. One woman lay back and watched constellations form personal messages in the reflections. Another saw loved ones waving from starry boats, inviting gentle approach. Children splash carefully. Little Noah told his mum, the lake showed me all the stars close enough to touch, and they tickled. He gazed at real night skies with new wonder afterward. The lake often mirrors more than stars, memories, possible futures. Deeper truths appear in soft, glowing images when needed, always healing, never disturbing. Its surface heals on contact, calming restless thoughts, soothing weary heart. No waves unless invited, perfect stillness reflecting perfect peace. Some drink from it and taste pure clarity. People return loving quiet water more, finding meditation easier near lakes or even bathtubs, sensing faint connection to the greater mirror. Tonight, approach that quiet lake within. See infinite stars above and below. Feel gentle oneness. Let its still surface reflect your own light back to you, complete and beautiful. Rest, gazing into eternal depths as peaceful sleep comes. Let's linger here a moment, being shown your life's beautiful purpose, not as a lecture or list, but as a gentle revelation that makes everything you've lived suddenly glow with meaning. When Michael rose after his surfing accident, the first thing that reached him was laughter, pure, infectious, coming from everywhere and nowhere. It wasn't loud or mocking, he said softly, more like a meadow full of friends sharing the best joke ever. He turned and saw groups of radiant beings sitting in circles. Some he recognized as family long gone, others strangers yet instantly familiar. Their laughter rose and fell in perfect waves, washing through him and dissolving every trace of pain or fear. His grandfather, who'd always had that deep belly laugh, was right in the middle, eyes twinkling, waving him over. A nurse named Angela, after coding in the ER she'd worked in for decades, heard the same. Patients I'd lost were there, laughing together like old friends at a reunion, she whispered. No sickness, no sorrow, just pure delight. One little girl she'd held years ago ran up, giggling, hugging her legs, then darted back to the group, peals of joy trailing behind like sparkles. Many describe it as multidimensional, laughter that enters the heart directly, healing as it spreads. One man heard his own younger self laughing freely, reminding him of innocence he thought lost forever. Another woman joined a circle where laughter built until she felt herself lifting higher, lighter, completely unburdened. Children bring back the purest accounts. 7-year-old Lily, revived after her fever broke, kept giggling for days. Everyone was laughing happy laughs, she told her mum, like the best birthday party, but forever. She said Grandpa told funny stories that made like birds dance. The laughter isn't silly or forced, always warm, inclusive, inviting you to join without pressure. Some recognize loved ones by their unique laugh first, before even seeing faces. It often accompanies reunions, making tears turn to smiles instantly. People return lighter in spirit, quicker to laugh in daily life, finding joy in small things again. Seriousness softens, playfulness returns. Tonight, let that gentle laughter begin to reach you. Hear it faintly at first, growing warmer, inviting. Feel your own heart lighten in response. Join the joyful souls quietly within. Laugh softly if it comes. Rest cradled in endless delight. Shh. Settle deeper now and feel this tender sensation, the soft touch of invisible hands, comforting and real, holding you with infinite care. When Laura's heart stopped after surgery, she felt hands, gentle, warm, unseen, cupping her face and smoothing her hair. I knew I wasn't alone, she recalled quietly. They stroked my back like my mother did when I was small, but deeper, reaching every frightened place inside. No bodies attached, just pure, loving presence conveyed through touch. The hands guided her forward, easing panic until only peace remained. A soldier named Chris, wounded and fading on the battlefield, felt strong yet tender hands lift him. They held pressure where I bled, he said softly, but also held my soul, steadying the terror. His deceased buddy seemed part of the touch, adding familiar reassurance to the greater one. Many describe variations, healing hands on aching hearts, cradling weary spirits, resting on shoulders heavy with grief. One woman felt tiny hands like her miscarried children's nestled in hers. Another man felt a hand on his forehead, cooling decades of anger. Children feel it naturally. Little Jacob, back from drowning, told his dad, "Invisible nice hands pulled me up and hugged me tight till I wasn't cold." He slept, cuddled with his blanket afterward, smiling. The touch is never intrusive, always perfectly attuned, asking permission without words. Some feel it massaging away earthly pain, others simply holding space until ready to move deeper into light. It often accompanies the not yet message, gently turning them back with one last, reassuring stroke. People return more tactile, hugging longer, touching loved ones' arms during talks, offering comfort through gentle contact. They feel subtle touches in quiet moments afterward. Tonight, let those invisible hands begin to reach you. Feel soft warmth on your brow, your shoulder, your heart. Let them smooth away tension, hold you securely. You are touched by love itself. Always rest completely in caring hands. Come float with me into this beautiful glimpse, glimpsing future moments filled with hope, gentle previews that fill the heart with quiet certainty and joy. When David met his deceased father in the light after his collapse, his dad showed him scenes, not commanded, just offered. "I saw my daughter's wedding," David whispered, her face glowing with love I hadn't witnessed yet. I felt the warmth of hugging future grandchildren. No dates or details forced, just emotional essence, hope fulfilled, love growing. His father smiled, communicating, "Keep going, It's worth it. A young mother named Emma, after bleeding heavily in childbirth, saw her babies grown, laughing, kind, surrounded by light. I felt their future hugs, she smiled through tears. Knew they'd be okay, that I'd be there to see it. The glimpse gave her strength to fight back to life. Many receive personal visions, careers blooming after struggle, reconciliations long desired, simple joys like quiet evenings with loved ones. One man saw himself old and content, regrets dissolved. Another woman watched strained family ties mending gently over years. Children see simply. 8-year-old Noah told his parents, "I saw me big with a dog and everyone happy." He stopped worrying about growing up afterward. The glimpses aren't guarantees, just potentials, always hopeful, never frightening. They focus on love's triumphs, not material success. Some see their own positive influence rippling forward. People return motivated yet patient. Hard days feel temporary. Hope sustains. They make choices aligned with those gentle futures, speak kinder, nurture relationships. Let soft scenes of hope begin to glow within. Feel future joy touching your heart now, loved ones near, purpose unfolding, peace deepening. Trust the beautiful possibilities waiting, rest held in hope's quiet light. Lean back and let this sink in gently. The deep rest of perfect understanding, where every question quiets and the soul finally exhales completely. When Samuel's long illness ended in the light, understanding enveloped him like the softest blanket. "Everything clicked," he said quietly. "Not just facts, deep knowing that all was as it should be." His life's puzzles, losses, choices, pains, revealed as perfect steps in a dance he could now see fully. No more striving to figure it out, just complete rest within truth. A seeker named Maya, after her accident, felt the same. "I'd read countless books searching," she whispered. "There, understanding flowed without effort. Why we're here, what love is, where we go, all clear, simple, beautiful." Doubt dissolved, peace filled every corner. Many describe it as coming home to wisdom always carried inside. One man understood suffering's purpose without bitterness. Another felt divine love directly. No intermediaries needed. Children rest in it purely. Little Grace told her mum, "Everything makes sense now, like a big hug from God." She stopped asking anxious questions, just smiled more. The rest isn't sleepiness, alive, aware, deeply rejuvenating. Thoughts slow to perfect stillness, striving ceases. Many linger there contentedly before returning. People return less restless, meditation deepens, inner chatter quiets. They explain less, accept more, radiate calm others feel. Tonight, let perfect understanding begin to hold you. Feel questions softening, answers rising gently within. No rush, no force. Sink into deep rest where all is known and all is well. Let soul exhale carry you into profound peace. Close your eyes softly with me now, a choir of voices singing pure peace, surrounding you with harmony more beautiful than any earthly song. When Elena rose after her reaction, voices began, layer upon layer, perfectly blended, singing without words. "It was peace itself made sound," she described quietly. "Thousands, yet one voice vibrating through every part of me." Notes rose and fell like gentle breathing, each tone carrying love directly into her heart. Her deceased son's voice wove through, familiar yet expanded. A musician named Alex heard it after his overdose. "Every genre I loved was there," he said softly, "but transcended. Symphony, gospel, lullaby, all one perfect expression." Colors pulsed with the music. His body of light resonated in harmony. Many float within the sound. One woman felt old wounds close with each rising note. Another man recognized loved ones' voices adding personal melody to the greater choir. Children hum along, 6-year-old Ben told his parents, "Angels sang the prettiest quiet song that made my tummy happy." He hummed new melodies for weeks. The choir never overwhelms, volume perfect, enveloping yet spacious. Some hear it accompanying movement through gardens or along rivers of light. Messages arrive in pure tone. You are loved, you are home. People return humming unexplained tunes, finding comfort in real music deeper, singing more freely. Tonight, let that choir begin faintly around you. Feel harmonious voices of pure peace rising gently. Let each note cradle your heart. Dissolve lingering tension. Rest surrounded by song that holds you eternally. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so these gentle bedtime tales find you every night. Now settle in, breathe slow, and let tonight's peaceful story carry you softly to sleep. Sweet dreams, dear one. I'll be right here tomorrow night. When Thomas flatlined after his stroke, a loving presence guided him to a quiet space where his whole life unfolded like a living tapestry. "I saw every moment," he said softly. "But this time, the threads connected perfectly. The jobs I thought were failures, the relationships that hurt, all led to moments of quiet kindness I barely remembered. Helping a stranger change a tire, listening to a grieving co-worker, raising his daughter with patience. Those small acts shone brightest. The presence didn't speak, it simply let him feel how each choice rippled outward, touching lives he'd never meet. Tears came not from regret, but from deep gratitude for a purpose woven through ordinary days. A young artist named Clara, after her overdose, saw her purpose bloom like light through stained glass. "I'd felt my paintings were pointless," she whispered, "but there, I saw how one canvas in a cafe window lifted a depressed man's day enough to keep going. Another inspired a child to pick up brushes." She felt the quiet calling, to bring beauty into darkness. No grand fame required, just faithful creation. Clara returned painting daily, no longer chasing approval. Many see purpose beyond career. A stay-at-home dad discovered his gentle presence shaped his children's capacity to love. A janitor saw how his quiet smile eased tense hospital nights. Purpose always fits perfectly. Never too big to achieve, never too small to matter. Children understand it simply. 8-year-old Liam, back from drowning, told his mum, "I saw why I'm here, to make people laugh and help bugs outside." He became the kid rescuing insects and telling jokes to shy classmates. The revelation isn't demanding, always encouraging, wrapped in pride. Some see future glimpses of how current struggles serve growth. Others feel past hardships as preparation for quiet service ahead. People return aligned, old dreams shift gently, new ones emerge. They worry less about success, trust daily steps more. Life feels less random, more sacred. Tonight, let your own beautiful purpose begin to glow softly within. Feel gentle light touching every memory, revealing hidden meaning. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what matters. Rest in that quiet assurance as sleep comes. Shh, breathe slowly and feel this deep calm, the calm assurance of life after life, and knowing that death is not an end but the gentlest doorway home. When Margaret's cancer finally took her body's strength, she slipped into light and understood instantly. "There was no question left," she shared later, voice steady. "I knew bone deep that consciousness continues, brighter and freer." She saw loved ones radiant, felt her own essence untouched by illness. The assurance wasn't belief, it was direct experience, like remembering you've always existed. A skeptical doctor named Paul, after his heart attack, resisted spiritual ideas his whole career. Yet in the light, he felt the same certainty. "I saw patients I'd lost waiting peacefully," he admitted quietly. "No darkness, no void, just continuing in love." He returned less afraid to comfort dying patients, speaking honestly about what he'd glimpsed. Many describe it as falling into truth you've always known but forgot. One man felt his soul expand beyond the body, timeless and safe. Another woman watched her life from above and knew the body was just clothing temporarily worn. Children carry it innocently. 6-year-old Ava, revived after choking, told her parents, "When we leave our bodies, we go to the happy light and still love everyone." Her fear of the dark vanished. The assurance removes terror. No annihilation, no judgment day dread, just gentle continuation in greater love. Many see earthly life as a brief precious school, death as graduation to deeper joy. People return unafraid of aging, grieving differently, sad for separation, yet certain of reunion. They live more fully, love more openly, waste less time on fear. Tonight, let that calm assurance settle around you like the softest blanket. Feel gentle truth breathing within. Life continues always in love. Your essence is eternal, safe, cherished. Rest completely in this quiet knowing as peaceful sleep holds you. Come closer and imagine meeting angelic figures radiating gentle light, beings of pure compassion who feel both ancient and intimately familiar. When firefighter Alex collapsed in a blaze, 3 figures appeared in the light. They were tall, outlined in soft gold, he described softly. No wings in the cartoon sense, just presence that felt like wings of light enfolding everything. Their gaze held infinite kindness. He felt every heroic act and private doubt seen with pride and understanding. One placed a hand of warmth on his chest, easing old trauma in seconds. A grieving mother named Sophia met a single angelic figure after her miscarriage complications. She felt feminine yet beyond gender, Sophia whispered, radiant soft as moonlight, eyes holding every tear I'd cried. The being cradled Sophia's spirit like a child, communicating, "Your baby is with us, whole and joyful." Sophia felt her daughter's tiny light nestled within the greater glow. Many describe them as guardians known lifelong. One man recognized his from childhood dreams. Another woman felt the same presence that comforted her during abuse years earlier. Children draw them confidently. 7-year-old Maya showed her parents pictures of tall, shiny friends who sang quiet songs. She said they told her she'd see Grandma again. The figures never overwhelm, always approaching slowly, light adjusting to comfort. Communication flows heart to heart, reassurance, healing, guidance. Some show future glimpses of help arriving in life. Others simply hold space for grief to release. People return, sensing them nearer. Prayer feels different, more like conversation. Fear lessens, subtle guidance strengthens. Tonight, feel angelic figures drawing gently close. Let their soft radiance touch your brow, your heart. Feel ancient wings of light enfolding you protectively. You are watched over, deeply loved. Rest safely within their glow. Lean back and let this truth wash over you. The peace of knowing love never ends, that every bond continues stronger beyond the veil. When widower Henry met his wife in the light after his fall, he felt their love intensified. 40 years together was beautiful, he said quietly. But here it's pure, no distractions, no arguments, just complete union. They merged awareness briefly, feeling each other's joys and sorrows as shared treasure. Separation dissolved, only eternal connection remained. A daughter named Lily, after her accident, embraced her mother lost to cancer years earlier. Mum's love felt bigger, Lily smiled through tears. like our hearts grew until they overlapped completely. Every childhood memory glowed warmer, future support promised silently. Many witnessed love's continuity. One man saw threads of light connecting him eternally to family, friends, even brief encounters. Another woman felt love from ancestors she'd never met, flowing forward through her to descendants. Children understand it naturally. Little Ethan told his dad, "So Grandpa's love didn't stop, it's just huger now." He waved at empty air sometimes, saying Grandpa waved back. The knowledge heals grief. Goodbyes become "see you later." Love isn't lost. It transforms, deepens, expands. Distance impossible, separation illusion. People return cherishing relationships more fiercely. Petty fights seem pointless. Forgiveness flows easier. They speak love openly, waste no time on resentment. Tonight, feel every love you've ever known gathering around you, brighter, stronger, endless. Let heart threads of light connect you eternally to those you cherish. Love never ends, it only grows. Rest deeply in this boundless embrace. Settle deeper and picture this: a golden field under an eternal sunset, stretching endlessly in warm light that feels like the universe's gentle good night. When Nurse Clara coded after a long shift, she stepped into a vast field of waist-high grass glowing soft gold. The sun hung low but never set, she recalled softly. Warm light bathed everything without heat or glare. The grass swayed in a breeze carrying faint music, each blade tipped with tiny sparkles. Her deceased patients waited in the distance, radiant and peaceful, waving welcome. A farmer named Elias, after his tractor accident, walked the same field barefoot. "Better than any harvest sunset I ever watched," he said quietly. Colors deeper, oranges melting into roses, golds breathing slowly. Air smelled like fresh bread and summer rain. He lay down and felt earth cradle him perfectly, lifelong aches gone. Many wander or rest there. One woman danced slowly as grass brushed her hands like loving fingers. Another sat with childhood friends, watching colors shift in perfect harmony. Children run joyfully. 9-year-old Sophia told her parents, "The forever sunset field had the prettiest sky, and we could play till sleepy without dark coming." She asked for golden crayons constantly afterward. The light feels alive with love, caressing skin, soothing eyes, filling lungs with peace. No hurry for night, sunset lingers eternally, promising endless tomorrows equally beautiful. People return appreciating real sunsets more, pausing to watch, feeling faint echoes of greater light. Tonight, step into that golden field, feel warm eternal sunset light on your face, soft grass beneath feet. Let endless beauty hold you gently. Rest here as long as you wish, cradled in forever's tender glow.